My name is Tom Kemble, and I'm the head chef of Tom Kemble at the Pass at South Lodge Hotel in West Sussex. I'm working with British produce mainly, and kind of trying to incorporate a lot of umami through all my dishes. So that's working with Japanese ingredients as well as British. Hopefully what I'm trying to achieve is a really nice kind of balance of flavour, a gentle umami going through a lot of the dishes. And whether that's using katsuobushi or kombu, soy sauce or vegetables, bataga, parmesan, it could be, any kind of umami from any really ingredient, but those are kind of key building blocks, I guess, to hopefully a nice balanced kind of meal. I first came to really know about umami when I was working at a restaurant called Foliage at the Mandarin Oriental, and we had a talk about umami and the basis and the kind of background and the history of it. And that suddenly kind of everything clicked, and I understood from then why I enjoyed all these ingredients so much. I've been very conscious in restaurants that I've worked in previously to put umami into place in my dishes, and also conscious of when another chef uses it. I'm going to show you today our Broccoli and Asparagus Royale with sesame seeds and plankton. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to make a broccoli dashi. So this is an Ichiban dashi, which means it's had kombu and katsuobushi infused. We've been soaking the kombu overnight. We then drain that and we bring it up to 60 degrees with katsuobushi and then strain it again. So that's the base of our stock. We have some broccoli leaves from the garden. So we're just going to cut the broccoli and we're going to warm this up to about, again, 60 degrees. And then cover it and just leave it to infuse for a few minutes and then pass it. So I'm going to get that on the stove. I've then got some cream, whipping cream. Some eggs, egg yolks. And combine these together. It's about 30 grams per 100 ml of liquid. So this is basically kind of my version of a chawanmushi. So a purist or a pure chawanmushi doesn't have cream in it. It's eggs and dashi. So this is more of a royale or a flan kind of mixture. That's lovely. So if you ever kind of smell like that, you get the dashi and also you've got a little bit of the kind of broccoli infusion. And we're going to leave that just to infuse for a minute or so. So I like to do short infusions or low temperature infusions. I think you extract flavour a lot better that way. In the old days, I think you probably kind of really heat something up really aggressively, chuck loads of stuff in it, leave it to infuse for ages. And kind of like if you approach making tea the same way as making an infusion, I think you get a better result. With the broccoli, we're frying the heads to make them really, really crispy. And we're also pickling the stalks. So pickled stalks here. So these have just been pickled in rice vinegar. That's lovely now. That's brought on a little bit of broccoli flavour. You can still smell the dashi there into my egg yolk and whipping cream. So the important thing about this as well is I want to incorporate the ingredients, but I don't really want to create loads of air bubbles. I want a perfectly smooth royale, perfectly smooth flan. I'm going to have to whisk it, but then we're going to use a blowtorch and we're going to break out any of the bubbles. So I'm now going to taste, and I'm going to add two things. I'm going to add white soy, and I'm going to add a little bit of shiro dashi, which is a concentrated dashi. So I'm going to add maybe a teaspoon of white soy, a little bit of shiro. That's what we're after. Okay, so now we're going to wrap and steam the chawanmushis. Okay, so I'm doing one more blowtorch just to get, again, any more bubbles out. And we're going to steam them at 88 for about 8 to 10 minutes. So every customer has this when they come to eat. We obviously do a vegetarian one as well without katsuobushi or shiro dashi. Maybe 11 minutes. We've got two other elements that are going to go on top of this royale. We have plankton here. This is a green asparagus puree. Just quickly cooked out some English asparagus, a little bit of touch of butter, touch of cream to make a kind of a loose puree. And that's going to sit on top of the chawanmushi. And then we're going to finish it with crispy broccoli heads, some pickled stalks, some broccoli flowers that we've just picked, some toasted sesame seed, and a little bit of raw asparagus as well. Last thing we're going to do is heat up the asparagus puree. Just going to warm that up. These are fresh out the oven. Just have a nice kind of wobble like this, where they're just set and they've got that lovely softness. I don't want to take them really, really set. So that soft mouthfeel and texture is really, really important to the dish. Got some warm asparagus puree. I'm going to put a little bit of this on top. Move it around like that. Some fresh pickled broccoli stalks, some raw asparagus, maybe like 3 pieces should be enough. Some crispy broccoli heads. Japanese sesame seeds, roasted. The flavour's just incomparable, really. Toasted sesame seeds, almost like a bit like a furikake, I guess, over the top. Some plankton. And again, you just want little bits on there, just so when you eat it, you kind of get little hits of sea flavour. Broccoli flowers. So this is my broccoli royale with asparagus at toasted sesame seeds and plankton. Okay, let's have a taste. I find you can reduce salt levels by, again, upping your umami, but also there's some lovely vinegars that I work with. I think they really can keep your palate really alive and reduce salt. So I don't think at the end of the meal you feel kind of sluggish or exhausted. You should feel kind of hopefully enlivened by the experience. Umami is a fundamental connection in my cooking.